In the 2017 TCR Asia Series, there are just 3 races to go. All of them in China, 1 on familiar territory here in Shanghai, and 2 at a brand new track where the teams and drivers have no data to go on. Four drivers can all win that title, and there's just half a point between first and second going into round 10 between the 2 hard-charging ties. Behind them are 2 men who've also led the championship at some point this year. Battle lines are drawn for the Battle of Shanghai coming up. Round 9 in Shanghai proved to be pivotal. WS Lai led the series for Malaysia going in, but then it was Liqui Moly Ensler who pounced as they did in 2016. There was drama at the start involving 3 cars. And another incident involving the championship leader himself, WS Lai, who'd have to come into the pits after losing that tyre. They did get him back out and he did score points. But it would be a major setback for the Malaysian. At the front, there was an almighty battle between the 2016 champion Andy Yan, now racing for Audi, and the man who replaced him at the Liqui Moly Ensler team, Kantadi Kasiri of Thailand. Kasiri diving into the lead at turn 9 and never looking back, extending his lead to over 12 seconds by the end of the race for a famous victory here in Shanghai, a 1-2 for the Liqui Moly Ensler team. Most importantly, it gave Kasiri the lead of the championship.
From the beginning, the car was very quick. On the corner, it's very fast, so I can follow the Andy, but the car is more faster than Andy, so that's why I can win today. And thank you to the team, to my Malaysia. The car was perfect for me.
And that means going into round 10, 2 ties go to war, with Kantadi Kasiri just half a point ahead of Tin Sri Tribe. Diego Moran is third with 121, and Lee Wai Sing, who was leader of the championship, is still in the hunt in 4th. But there's no question that the crash for WS Lai really did set him back. He came together with Jasper Thong on the first corner. As we take a look back at it, they touched twice, Jasper Thong coming across here, and then one more time they touched again before both of them spun out. But by then, the damage was done and WS Lai was out.
Yeah, I think on the start, everybody was fighting the position. I think Jasper is too aggressive on the first turn, touched my car. Then we have the spin out. Then we had a pump check. We need to drive to the pit and change the tire. Because for me, I have the drive-through penalty for the second lap. I think Jasper need to, keep some chance for me, because anyway, I need to have the drive-through. I don't know why he do like this.
What was your pace like after that? Did you find something after qualifying? Did you manage to become more comfortable in the car to recover a good position in the end?
Yes, I think I'm quite confident for the car. I only can't drive fast qualifying pace, but in the race pace, I can do same time with everybody.
Yeah, I have a good race with the nice setup car. I think I did my best in the lap time, because now I take a limit already in the first corner, and I will spin already, but I cannot dive like a Gusri, like a Audi, like a Volkswagen, because of the weight. And I think the important thing is right high. The Honda is higher than Volkswagen a lot. 10 millimeter is quite a lot. So in the high corner, high speed corner, like a continuous corner, I cannot carry more speed than him. So it's very tough for me, this circuit.
In the Cup Drivers' Championship, Abdul Qatir of Malaysia still leads with 168 points, ahead of Jasper Thong of Hong Kong in second with 133, and then Eric Kwong of Elegant Racing is in third with 101.
What's the focus for you with 4 races left? Is it to win that Cup title and at least take a main trophy away, or do you still think, because there's a lot of points still on offer, that perhaps you're better off with going after the main championship? Do you think that's still achievable?
I think I should, or I better win another races. So to pair up the one that I got in Zhuhai, and you know, just to move in the next direction. Next year I'll be doing some others front wheel driving, and so I better learn some more skills and better know more about the car here, and so it will benefit me next year.
Perfect race conditions here in Shanghai, despite a typhoon down in Hong Kong over the weekend. And once again, the China Championship mixed with the TCR Asia Championship, so no reverse grid for this one. And that means Kasuri and Diego Moran, both in the Volkswagen GTIs, are on the front row with the pole on the left. Then it's Wong in third position, Terry Wang in fourth, Say and Souza fifth, then Andy Yan, the 2016 TCR Asia champion, in sixth place, but now leading the China Championship. Good crowd here, as always. They're starting to get into their motorsport because of Formula One and now touring cars as well. Green flag waves at the back. We're about to go racing for round 10. Kasiri on the right-hand side against his teammate Diego Moran of Ecuador. Out go the lights. Away they go. Brilliant start from Andy Yan from the third row in the yellow and blue. Tinged retry in the Honda. Coming down the inside and looking for positions, and he's got a good start. Dives into about fifth place, but it is Kasuri who leads this race as we go on board with Tinged retry, who's right behind the number 82, that's Andy Yan. So a good start by Sritrai. Yan moves up one place. And what a battle already going on through the yin-yang turns 1 and 2. In the mix there is Philip de Souza in the number 26. As Tinged retry in the number 79 Honda. Complaining all weekend about the balance of performance and the extra ride height and weight that the Hondas have to carry globally versus the Volkswagens, but he'll be pushing hard, and he knows now, given that he's just half a point away from the championship lead, that the title could be his with just 2 races to go after this. And after the disappointment of last season where he had so many things go wrong, he's determined to take it all the way to the checkered flag at the final race. So a good battle now starting to develop. It's the 2 Ensler boys out front, and then Andy Yan in third place leading the China Championship. And Andy Yan it was who had a brilliant start from the third row by the looks of things. Tinged retry came down the inside and then just got held up as he tried to make progress, but he started very well indeed, getting all the way through just behind Andy Yan. He got past Abdul Katir as though he was standing still in the number 23. Watch this. Then comes alongside the 2 Audis, passes both of them and slots in behind the number 32 of Diego Moran. Round came Andy Yan at the last minute in the 82, just to beat him to the first corner, but a great start all the same. And a good battle developing now as they go through turns 2 again, through the yin-yang section for the China Championship, led by Andy Yan. And they should be dialed in now. They've been racing here at Shanghai a few times now. So everybody dialed in and on their best setup for this race. No question, VW feel very confident about the setup here. And that's the number 66. He had problems in round 9 too. That's Bei and Kai of China in the Audi RS3. The Track Fund Linky Racing team. And they just got on the inside there going into 2. And that's what spun him round. Had problems also in round 9. But now you see the gap. 2 leaders, the Ensler boys, doing the business. But now, as you can see, Andy Yan under pressure from the 62. That's Sonny Wong, and behind him, Samuel Say in the number 26. And then it's Terry Wang in the number 81. So a great battle starting to develop between all of them. And at the back of that group, oh, that was close as they come through the last corner there. Andy Yang holding on for dear life. And I was about to say at the back of this group is Tinged retry, and it shows you how good and dialed in the Chinese Championship is. But Andy Yan, the man from Hong Kong, pretty much knows this circuit is his home circuit now, though. They love racing on Formula One circuits. A lot of these drivers grew up racing at Macau once a year only. Then they got to Zhuhai when that opened. Now they've got tracks all over Asia, including this Herman Tilke designed 2004 based Formula One circuit, where they still hold the Formula One race each year. And it's a real joy for all of them to come here and challenge this circuit. Anywhere in the 218s, anywhere under 220, and you're pedaling hard around here. Through goes the number 26. That's Seiyan Sosa's car. And if you're wondering why they have two names to them in the China Championship, they also do a third race in the Chinese Championship where they have to do a pit stop, so there is two drivers declared for each car. And now Tin in the Honda, trying to get on level terms with Terry Huang in the Audi at the back of this group, and he's got WS Lai just behind him, and Lai, of course, fourth in the title chase, is still in this very much. And look at that move by the 26, nicely done by Samuel Zay, going through and making up one spot. Kasiri still leads this, he's 2.9 seconds up the road from his teammate Diego Moran of Ecuador. There you see the shot, and that shows you exactly how we stand. And then Andy Yan has got all sorts of drama going on behind him. He's looking in his mirrors, and all he can see is the number 26 of Samuel Say. And more than that too, they come together there for a moment, and that was a big moment for Andy Yan. He really is under massive pressure as they come to the last turn again here in Shanghai. He holds on in the Audi, man who made his name in the Volkswagen here at Shanghai, taking the double win in 2016 as he marched on towards the TCR Asia Championship. Changed now to, of course, Audi and taking on the China Championship, but he's under all sorts of pressure as they dive into turn one again. And a good straight by the number 62, Samuel Wong, as he dives right underneath Andy Yan as they dive into two. And as these four battle, it's all playing into the hands of WS Lai, who's got past Tin Sri Try for now. So they are battling in the Asian Championship, and they've got to get past all four of the China Championship contenders. Here's that moment where Andy Yan, yes, they did touch. So Yan doing some good defensive driving there, but he won't want to do that too often because he could come off worse. And now Kasiri and Moran building on that lead for the VW Ensler Liqui team. And meanwhile, leading the China Championship still is Andy Yan. Overall, though, in third place and losing some ground now. The gap 8 seconds to the leaders. But Andy Yan won't care about that. He just wants to make sure that he holds off those behind him. But for how long can he do that, I wonder? Because Samuel Wong is on the charge for sure. And I wonder if Diego Moran can catch Kasiri. Because if he can, he too has a chance of leading this championship if anything were to go wrong. And of course, Ensler could lead the team's championship by the end of it. Another tough corner into the right-hander at the end of the straight for Andy Yan. And he's still under massive pressure. But here comes the 26 now. Samuel Say comes up the inside in the penultimate corner. But now will get hung out to dry, I think. Yes, he does. By Sonny Wong in the number 62, who gains the place back as they both go in pursuit of Andy Yan, who's pulling away from them now as they battle. Well, intriguing stuff this in the China Championship. Also coming into the fray is the number 31 Teamwork Motorsport Volkswagen of Wei and Ma from Hong Kong. There he is, just ahead of the 21. So an almighty battle here in the China Championship. And behind them is Tin Sri Try of TCR Asia. And at the moment, Wei just holding him off. Now, can Tin get past both of them, I wonder? He needs to get the hurry up on, does Tin Sri Try. He started the day just half a point away from the championship lead. And he doesn't need to get bogged down. He said in his interview in round 9 that just needed to keep a clean set of heels, stay out of trouble, and finish the race. Well, he's watching this battle in the China Championship develop, and he just needs to stay out of the way of it in some ways, or get past it. Either way, it's precarious, that's for sure. Meanwhile, at the halfway point, Kantani Kasiri is leading the way from Diego Moran of Ecuador. The two Liqui Moly Ensler entries defending their title. Remember that Andy Yan, the man you're watching right now, won this time last year, and it was Shanghai that was the most important race. And I think Tin is making a move. Tin Sri Try has got one place up? Yes, he has. He's made one place up, and now he's going in pursuit of the number 21. He's made good time there, and through he goes again. 2 places made up. So Tin has got the hurry up, and he's trying, if he can, to catch the number 31 of Wei. There's Moran, and already Kasiri is already through that corner at the end of the straight. And Andy Yan under pressure again, under the braking marker. Round the outside goes Samuel Say. And can't quite make it. Good defensive driving by Andy Yan. They're touching again. They're rubbing fairings and wheels. And this is not going to help either of them. And in fact, it's just going to play into the hands of the number 62, who goes past both of them. And that's Sonny Wong, who leads both of them now as they battle. And Andy Yang will be furious with that. Coming into the battle now too is Terry Wang of China. He comes up the inside of his teammate and passes Andy Yan. And just goes a little too hot and goes wide. Back goes Andy Yan. Look at this 5-way battle now in the China Championship. This is absolutely superb racing. And would you believe it, Andy Yan really under pressure now. He's having to defend, drive hard, look in his mirrors and try to drive as fast as he can. And that was definitely not what he wanted to look. He comes across to defend, they touch, but that slows both of them down. Both the Audi, look at him, sideways. They touched twice, in fact, and that slowed Andy big time. And that allowed the number 62 of Sonny Wong to come around the outside on the last corner. There it is, and that's all they needed. So, are they settling down? I doubt it. Still a long way to go in this one. But as you can see, great racing from Samuel Say. And remember, the China Championship up for grabs as well. A shorter championship, but this Shanghai track is certainly one they know well. And we really are going to have an amazing finish to both the China and the TCR Asia series in the final 2 races at the brand new Zhejiang circuit. Can't wait. This one far from over yet, and it is over though, unfortunately for the number 66. Well, he's been in the wars all weekend, Bei and Kai of China, and the Track Fun Linky Racing team not having too much fun this weekend. Another DNF for them. Here's what happened. Way too hot, I think, into that left-hander. That got him onto the dirt. And that's the problem here. Offline and on the dirt, it's very, very slippy indeed. And no coming back from that. Meanwhile, Andy Yan still banging wheels with the opposition. And look at him, side by side out of the last corner. And I have to say, Samuel Say is having a big run for sure. And so too is the 31 of Alex Hu. Alex Hu getting through on the Volkswagen there in the number 31 and overtaking both of them now. Andy Yan dives in just behind him. And then it's the number 26 of Samuel Say. So great work by Alex there to take both of them as they battle. And look at them, line astern as they go into the first complex. There's Tin Street Try. And Tin really needs to get going. He's going to finish this race and this weekend on a high, going into the final round. He's doing everything he can. He just can't get any faster in that Honda. Been a good weekend though, overall. Goes a little wide there, gathers it all together. Been a bit of a struggle. Audi watching on, the Phoenix Racing boys. Down the back straight comes Sonny Wong for the Teamwork Motorsport Volkswagen team. Look at the gap he's pulled out over the number 31 of Alex Wei. Meanwhile, Andy Yan under pressure again from the number 26 of Samuel Say. Can't get past though, and it could play into the hands of Tin Street Try, who might be able to pass both of them before the end of this race is done. Into the last corner one more time. Oh, and wow! Round goes the number 26. He got way too hot into the last corner. Slams into the tyre wall. That'll do some damage to the front of the car. And he's also under investigation. So the number 26 of Say and Philip de Souza in big problems. And I think the investigation is due to the fact that they came together early on in the race with Andy Yan, and they may well get penalised for that as well, but there's damage now to the car. They've lost several places, so everything going really well, and then he just got a little too hot behind Andy Yan here, and he didn't touch Andy that time. He was just too hot himself. Everybody avoiding action, and then he slammed into the tyre walls. Yeah, that was all on his own, I'm afraid. Tin had nothing to do with it. He took avoiding action as well. Good reactions by the Thai driver. We go back to the battle for 11th place overall, but more importantly, the battle for the podium for the Cup Series, led by Jasper Thong and KK Wong, who won round 9, and he was the replacement driver. Surprised himself, I think. And Wong is once again in pursuit, and Douglas Koo also there in the number 65, having a great weekend here in Shanghai. So plenty of stories throughout this grid. Jasper Thong winning for Audi, the first man to do it. But now, as you can see, under big pressure. And Douglas Koo wants part of the action as well. KK Wong, though, losing out when those two touched. The number 991 for Elegant Racing drops back a little bit from Jasper Thong. And that's allowed Douglas Koo to catch up even more. And this will go all the way to the end, I'm sure, for the Cup competition. And their championship coming to the end as well. Desperate times, desperate measures. Time running out for all of them. Oh, and Terry Wang has spun out and is out of this race. The number 81, the new faster man, looking for his second podium, is out. Meanwhile, the Volkswagen of Kantani Kasiri is headed towards the checkered flag for back-to-back wins here in Shanghai. He takes the checkered flag and extends his lead in the championship. Following him across the line will be his teammate, the Ecuadorian Diego Moran, and that's a 1-2 again for the Liqui Moly Ensler team. Crossing the line now is the number 62. That's Sonny Wong for Teamwork Motorsport in the VW. A 1-2-3 then for the VWs. And now making fourth place is the 31 of Wei and Ma for Teamwork Motorsport. So a great result, a top 4 result for the VWs. Total domination by Volkswagen here in Shanghai. But Kantani Kasiri winning by 5.5 seconds. And there is confirmation of the result. The Liqui Moly team first and second, with Diego Moran second. Sonny Wong taking third for Teamwork Motorsports Volkswagen, and Alex Wei in fourth position. Andy Yan just behind. But congratulations to Kantani Kasiri, the championship leader.
The first, I have to say thank you to my engineer, Rocco. In the practice, the car was not so good, but when he changed the setup, the car was very good in this track, and also the Volkswagen. I think it's good for the Shanghai circuit, because the corner have a lot of fast corner, and also the slow corner and tricky corner. So I think the Volkswagen is good for the Shanghai.
Yeah, I was expecting to have a better start. Unfortunately, I didn't. Then I had to recover my position in the first lap. It was difficult. Then Boom had a big gap against me. So then I tried to push to catch him, but you know, he's very fast. I couldn't, and then I was destroying my tire. So I decided to reduce a little bit the pace and be safe for the second place. Yeah.
Yes, right at the start, I think I made a pretty good start. I passed Diego right away, but in the middle of the lap, opening lap, I think he repassed me along with the Andy Yan from China class. So since then, I've been battling with Andy Yan bumper to bumper for almost half of the race, and I also have multiple position change with my teammates right behind me. Approaching like the middle of the race. Three of us, me, Andy, and my teammate Samuel, were quite close together at the back straight. So at the braking point, the two of them were tangling together, and I found a good opportunity to pass both of them in the last corner. And since then, I've been driving my own race, preserving my car, try to bring the car back in third place.
So then, with 10 rounds gone, this is how it stands. Kandidi Kasiri of Thailand on 150 points, ahead of fellow Thai Tin Sritrai on 139.5. He's just half a point ahead now of Diego Moran of Ecuador in third position. Lai Wei Sing in fourth. And in the cup competition, more good points for Abdul Katir, keeps his championship hopes alive and well ahead of the competition, as Abdul Katir of Malaysia now leads by 193 points ahead of Jasper Thong, who got good points in that last race for Audi. He now moves to 151 points ahead of Eric Kwong in third for Elegant Racing with 111 points, with Douglas Koo on 101. Great weekend of racing for round 10. And as the championship for 2017 comes to a climax, there are just 2 races to go, and we stay in China for the final 2 races at the brand new Zhejiang circuit. Until then, from me, Jonathan Green, goodbye for now.